Good evening, my Fire Force. It is I, Firefly, and today I'm going to be shamelessly copying Fireborn in a way uh, by watching. I saw recently, just a bit ago, on my feed, a debunking of this guy's Silksong review. I didn't watch it, but I watched like 10 seconds. Realized that this was gold, and I learned this guy had a Hollow Knight review. So I was like, well, I'm in my Hollow Knight Silksong fucking fixation thing. Let's see if I can. Let's see how much I can. Let's see if I can get mad, and let's see if I can rip this guy a new one. Um, Obviously, don't harass the dude, even if he has takes that are so hot they would boil, that even the sun would fail to make it any more boiled. Yeah, I'm very good at what I do. I'm very good at my insults, aren't I? Anyway, we'll begin with the Hollow Knight Sucks review, Xbox Game Pass. Oh boy. 2 minutes. Your review is 2 minutes. Clearly, you had a lot to say.
So I've been playing Hollow Knight for a couple hours as it's on Game Pass, and don't let the visuals fool you, this game sucks.
Oh, no. Title card.
So this is an indie title, and we have a dreary side scroller. You get to
Loading in a modern indie side scroll. It's called Welcome to Going Into a New Area. Also, bro, you have full soul. Why are you walking around on one mask? Heal, you dumbass.
we have a dreary side scroller. You get to go to this creepy town, and you mumble talk to people, and then you descend
You do not talk to them, you listen to them. Your character does not speak.
below, and you deal with almost nothing. The enemies are boring as shit. The combat is atrocious. Your weapon is some nail. Oh, you can upgrade. There's other weapons. I don't care. I've been playing for a couple hours and nothing fun has occurred.
A couple hours? Okay, if I don't see fucking footage of Green Path, if I don't see Hornet, I'm going to fucking scream, because yeah, you get your movement ability in the second, like your main movement ability in the second area. First area exists for you to be like, sure, it's boring because it's the tutorial kinda. Like, this is what's supposed to prepare you for the rest of the game. And then you fight a boss, and then you end up just going through it, and then you get a tool. Like, you get the fireball spell, which will allow you to do things. Also, hold the fuck on. Am I seeing this right?
There is nothing to
I I really hope I. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. I didn't even notice. Bro is saying that it's boring and too easy. You died, motherfucker! How is it easy if you managed to die? What? Do you suffer mental illness? How can you die to something and claim it as boring and easy? Bruh.
fun has occurred. There is nothing to retain my interest whatsoever. Usually a game that's not rich in combat or exploration would have puzzles. What the hell is this? There is
Are you just Are you farming Geo by going back and forth between these two rooms to kill these two guys, and only these two guys, for like 2 Geo apiece, and you're calling the game boring? You consider, of course this is boring because you're meant to actually be exploring. You moron!
Zero innovation in Hollow Knight. This is the kind of game aimed at that weeaboo girl who cuts herself and she has that sweater with the loops that go over the thumb, and she sits there and she holds her coffee because she's so frail. If you get killed down
Okay, how dare you call me out completely? Nah, I don't have that sweater. And I don't drink coffee.
there, you lose all of the cash souls you collected or whatever.
Okay, you can't even call it fucking Geo. The term is Geo. It's pretty obviously stated that it's Geo. And yes, of course you lose all the money you get after you die. Has Bro ever heard of Dark Souls and the Souls-like genre? Like, I know this is a Metroidvania, but it also is a Souls-like, so it also has that whole, like, that design philosophy behind it. Oh, God.
You need currency for, and then you have to go get it back so that you can spend currency on a compass to find yourself somewhere on the map. Christ.
Yes, because the compass is not an inherent thing because, well, it's meant to be like a little quality of life thing that you can buy, but you are encouraged just get lost. Because it's a Metroidvania, an exploration game. You're encouraged to get lost to explore.
Like, I've heard of some cheap shit in my time, but Zelda didn't do that to you in 86/87. So
Bro, it's 200. You realize how easy it is to get Geo in this game? To the point that people are now, like, we're so fucking used to the ease it is to get money in this game that they said that Silksong, like, money gain was so horrible. It's not. It's not horrible. You don't get to buy out everything, but in Hollow Knight you most certainly can. It's very easy. And again, full soul meter, missing hearts. Hearts. Wow, I'm so he's rubbing off on me. I'm using the wrong terms. Masks. You have missing masks, full soul. If you had read the fucking lore tablets, you would know that you can heal by holding down the button. And we're a minute and 20 seconds into this 2-minute review, and he has not left the fucking crossroads. Bruh.
what do? You just boringly whack shit. That's it. No, nothing particularly amusing here. I can't be bothered to complete this game. I give Hollow Knight a 5.0 out of 10.
What?
Okay, so you've made it this far.
You dense motherfucker. You walked into him. You see the big man like bringing up his stick, and you've shown that you're able to dodge that before. Like, you have shown that you have the ability to see that the big man is holding up his big stick ready to clobber you, and you know to get out of the way, and then you run into him. Is that his fault? You've shown that you're clearly a master of the game, and plus, why'd you die? It's so easy. Oh my god. I'm really gonna hope that there's literally anything good to say about Silksong, but I'm not. We'll just skip over everything else. Oh boy, yeah, right. It's
brought to you by.
It's actually why Silksong actually sucks.
Come play cards. I said, let's do it.
All right. Let's see how bad his. Let's see if 6 years has managed to make his takes even worse. 7 minutes this time, so at least he's tripled the length of his rant.
Well, just when you thought it was safe to go back in the Game Pass, Team Cherry drops on us Hollow Knight Silksong, the sequel to the award-stealing Hollow Knight from 20.
Okay, it didn't steal no award. It won an award because it's good and you are absolutely terrible at video games. Bro dies to the first Goomba in the original Super Mario Bros.
2018. Why they've been working on this game long enough, you would think it would have maybe some features that the original didn't. Online co-op? Nope.
Online co-op for a fucking Metroidvania single-player game experience? Online co-op for a single-player game in the Metroidvania genre. Oh, why didn't you play Metroid Dread? Oh, I didn't like it because it didn't have co-op. Oh, I guess that's a fair thing. After all, Metroid Dread should have had online co-op. I I am I feel like Vegeta just having an aneurysm from sheer stupidity.
4K? Not really. Really look
4K? Oh yes, because that's what matters in a video game. The graphics. It has to be as realistic as possible. It has to have every single pore be good. Have you looked at the game? It's fucking beautiful, and everything was drawn by hand by one guy. Jesus Christ.
like 1080p to me. Oh, but it's 120 hertz. Not really. It's hand-drawn animation, so they didn't have really enough animation frames. And at $20, I suppose it's really just DLC to Hollow Knight. That's
DLC to Hollow. Did you not realize that Hollow Knight was $15? Not to mention that Silksong was originally supposed to be DLC for Hollow Knight, but it went up $5 from Hollow Knight because, you know, it took 7 years to make it because they decided to go bigger. I don't understand why you consider that. Like, it doesn't make sense because of the price difference. It doesn't make sense because of the fucking. Hold on, brain stop working. It doesn't make sense because of the state that it is in. It doesn't make sense because of how long it's taken for them to make this game. It doesn't make sense because of how big the game is.
stands on its own. Kind of like that new, what is it? The RoboCop that's kind of like Dread. Silksong puts you in the role of
Yes. RoboCop. Definitely what I think whenever I think of Silksong.
Silksong puts you in the role of Hornet, the Nub's sister, so I'm told.
You don't even fucking know? Oh, right, you never left the crossroads. No wonder you don't know. Yes, this is in fact not the Nubs, the Knights, half-sister. Bit of education for you. Basically, their daddy, the Pale King, decided that, hey, I want something, and then the Queen of Beasts was like, I'll do it if you put a baby in me, and then he put a baby in her, and that was Hornet. And his wife was completely fine with that. So, yeah.
In the lore, yeah, but, well, she's taken captive in some cutscene you saw more than 5 years ago, and escaped, and now she's in a land where she's fighting bug creatures with skull heads or whatever. The same thing.
Skullhead? Bells! Bells, you motherfucker! You dumb motherfucker! Like, those are, like, they have cloths. Unless you're talking about the guys, like, in the marrow. In which case, I'll give you that, those are skulls. But, like, these guys are not.
Fighting bug creatures with skull heads or whatever. The same thing. Now, you thought the combat in Hollow Knight was repetitive? You know, just slashing away at basic foes? Well, yeah, the basic mobs here are pretty much the same thing.
Meaty mobs are not fun to fight alone in 2D with one basic weapon. Bro probably doesn't even know that the pogo is a thing that exists. I will be surprised if I see it. But yeah, they have more health. And yeah, early game is slow. It's more difficult. Because this is a sequel to Hollow Knight, which was difficult. which you'd know if you played past the fucking first area. Also, have to mini mobs are not fun to fight alone in 2D with one basic weapon. Bro, you are in an area where you have a tool and you have a skill, and you are complaining about that. You are complaining that you only have one option when you have at least three: your basic weapon, your fucking tool, your straight pin tool, which yes sucks because you get better ones later, and your first silk skill and your fucking silk spear. Where what's your one basic weapon? Hmm?
Oh yeah, all the abilities Hornet had in the previous game, screw that. Oh, it promises acrobatic combat, but
Taking damage on contact in this game is sadistic. Wow, it's almost like this is a sequel to Hollow Knight. And in the Metroidvania genre, generally you take damage when you touch something. It's almost like contact damage was built into it. Wow. But also, yes, Hornet's powers are sapped. She was in a fucking in the cage. Like there was this magic seal that was kind of draining her ability. That's why in the beginning of the game she was so weak, and how later on she eventually like gains back that power by absorbing by absorbing the weavers, and gaining new abilities, because you're encouraged to gain new abilities that unlock other areas because it's a fucking Metroidvania. Huh?
well, she has a diagonal jump kick type thing.
Kick. She stabs with her needle. It is a it is it is a dive. My I'll give you I'll allow that one. That one just okay, that one's just nitpicky on my end.
Except you're going to want to be really careful about how you implement this, because half the time she'll turn around. So
You know what would save that? Using the proper directional buttons. Sometimes, if she's at a complete standstill, I believe I haven't tested it, but yes, I believe that sometimes she might dive in the other direction, or maybe you just have like bad drift and like it's giving like a slight right input. But you can hold left, and you can dive to the left in order to like make sure. So, skill issue, bruh.
oh, once again, you are underpowered fighting, guys. You have no business fighting. Oh, but you're supposed to learn from the experience, right? And then what do when you die? Oh, you got your silk over there, and you got to go retrieve it, or you lost all of your currency. And if you went somewhere you're not supposed to,
Oh, have you ever heard of a fucking Souls-like? It took you 6 years to learn how a Souls-like functions, Mr. Man. Mr. Manly Man. Took you 6 years to learn how a Souls-like functions, and you should think that, in Hollow Knight, if I died, I lost my money, and if I didn't get it back and I died again, I lost it permanently. I bet Silksong's gonna do none of that. Bro.
go, screw you.
If you're in an area you're not supposed to go, well, how'd you get there? How did you get there if you weren't supposed to go there? Sure, maybe it's too difficult for you. And yeah, sometimes you die to that. And that's how you learn to stay away from the area. And sure, maybe you can't get your silk without dying again. We call that a learning opportunity for you to back away and come back later.
You have to go back and get it anyway. This game will drive you up a wall.
My motherfucking lunatic over here doesn't understand that, didn't learn that simply upslashing isn't going to kill the flying ant, and that you can be interrupted in your healing So you're encouraged to make distance from your enemy before you heal. And then okay, you had zero ability to space your fucking thing there. You you swung when they were out of your range, and you could see repeatedly that they were out of your range, and instead of moving closer so you were in range, you just stood there and kept swinging and were like, oh, why didn't I hit him? And then when they came closer, instead of continuing to side slash, you jumped into them. I cannot What in the Cuphead tutorial game reviewer is this man?
In fact, it's pretty safe to assume that all school shootings for the remainder of the 2020s will manifest from Hollow Knight Silksong. So,
What in the actual fuck are you talking about? Do you seriously believe for even a fraction of a second that Hollow Knight Silksong, being a somewhat difficult game, is going to accelerate school shootings, the act of murdering other people, because people got mad at a video game? I was joking, but genuinely, you are a fucking moron. You have absolutely no idea how video games or the people who play them actually function as human beings. If you think that Silksong is going to cause people to go insane and murder other people, I have so many words for someone as absolutely fucking stupid as you that I can't legally say. And also, words that I could legally say, but it would count as a slur in this modern day, despite me being of the people that that slur originally referred to. So I'm not going to say it. But my god, man. I if in the wise words of King K. Rool, if I ever were to kill myself, I could scale to the heights of your blind inability to. I could like scale to the heights of your hatred for good video games and plummet down towards your IQ. And we still got most of this to get through. Oh, good God, man. Good Lord in heaven. You have you have the average IQ of a fucking Trump supporter.
Team Cherry, I hope you like having blood on your hands. Because it's not just enough to die in a room where all of a sudden some Indian guy, map maker, wants to help you.
Indian guy. Well, that's racist. But also, Chakra is like she has a tribe. She has a like they're a tribe. Tribes exist. Also, she's a girl.
But he slows down the frame rate and then the screen's pausing and you can't stay alive.
Okay, uh does not slow down the screen. You have a shitty computer. Because I have experienced no slowdown in this game. And my computer was not that good. Plus, she helps you. It's not my fault you jump into the enemy that has the ability to fly.
You gotta spend 30 minutes getting back there every single time you die.
Okay, if it takes you 30 minutes to make that, that's your own damn fault. At worst, there is one run back that you never got to because I bet you never got past the fucking deep docks. You never even fought Lace, just like you never fought Hornet in the first game. I am fucking willing to bet that. But like the worst run back is Bile Water to get to fucking Grohl the Great if you don't know about the secret bench because you have to go through the whole of Bile Water. At absolute fucking most, with me making constant mistakes, with someone I know playing with one hand. It took them less than 3 minutes to get back there. You have no fucking excuse. For being...
And you're gonna die. A lot.
I'm gonna die in the Souls-like game? What? Yep.
Night 1 of streaming. Made a lot of progress, so I felt things were going okay. And
You didn't even get past area 2.
then it hits you, just night 2. You know, you just took down a pretty tough boss, but
That guy's not a boss, actually. You'd think he is, but no. He's a regular-ass guy. He's a pretty big regular-ass guy, but he's a regular-ass guy.
he didn't have a name, so maybe he was a new boss. And then you're ready to go, night 2, you're about 3 hours in, and you just can't get anywhere. Because we decided early in this game to implement Path of Pain 2.0.
Oh, yes, Path of Pain, which you definitely did. You didn't even know that that Hornet was the Knight's sister. You didn't even know the fucking commonly used name for the Knight. How'd you do Path of Pain while not knowing that? You need Shade Cloak to get fucking access. Actually, no, you don't need Shade Cloak to get access to that. No, you're right. I'm pretty sure all you need is the 1800 Essence, which you can get somehow. Yeah, but like dealing with, but like no fucking way you did Path of Pain, and Hunter's March is not Path of Pain, despite the jokes that I made. No, it is not. Like, yes, it requires you to pogo because it's a DLC for Hollow Knight, which is, well, what DLC sequel. Originally DLC made as a sequel that was intended to be much harder, and you are intended to utilize the pogo mechanic even more than in Hollow Knight, because in most of Hollow Knight, aside from the Path of Pain, it's something that is useful but not necessary. So yeah, it's kind of requiring that basic that mechanic here is pretty on par. And it's 3 fucking jumps, not 50. Okay, I know it's not 50 in Path of Pain either. That one's exaggerated. I'll admit that I'm exaggerating. But still, like, it is not that many to get on solid ground.
I did not struggle with Path of Pain like this.
You didn't make it to Hornet, you dumb fuck! Unless you simply blazed through all the dialogue and somehow managed to... Because there is no way that someone who has not struggled with Path of Pain can't do basic-ass Hunter's March. What stupid... Oh my god, I need to take a moment. I'll be back in a... Cut to black. Alright, I'm back. Well, back to losing my fucking mind. 1, 2, 3. It's so simple. Down right, down left, down left, down left, down right. You're the one doing... Great idea giving us this section with a double jump or a simple air parry. It's your own damn fault for going for the fucking side slash when there's a down... Do you not know how the fucking pogo works? Do you not know how to do the pogo? And yeah, you don't get double jump until way later because double jump is a big fucking thing. Or simple air parry. Yeah, because the game's not built like that. It's built very well around using this, around using the pogo mechanic, just like Hollow Knight was built very well around using the pogo mechanic. And you have absolutely no idea how to do it because you never made it past the crossroads in Hollow Knight. and yet you decided to pick up Silksong, knowing that it's a Souls-like, knowing that it's made by the same people who made the game that you think absolutely sucks ass, and is boring, despite the fact that you died to it. So I guess it wasn't that boring, or easy. And you thought that it would be anything like you thought it would be more like fucking Call of Duty. Yeah, that was easy. I flubbed it like twice because I simply didn't have my timings down, but that was just me. That was just a me problem. I just had to get used to that.
And just putting mobs on little platforms where you're getting knocked back to your death repeatedly. Oh, but you have more mass than them and you're slashing away with your needle. What good does it do?
Wow, I am impressed. You used masks and needle. Not even my friends manage that.
Because they're coming in and they know you can't avoid getting hit.
Let's see. This guy that I've fought multiple times before is coming at me from above. I have noticed that multiple times I have attacked this guy with multiple up slashes, yet the knockback has not been enough for them to die. Should I A, do something different, like maybe jump off the platform and maybe try using that pogo attack to jump above them, or maybe hit them with a side slash while I'm in midair? Or B, do the exact same thing and try and expect a different result like a fucking insane person.
Then there's the thorn. So you miss the jump. You're fighting the guy. Then you get back to fighting with your new boyfriend and you get killed again because you can't keep track of what's happening on the screen. The animation looks like it's dropping frames and you just die.
Okay, that's that's your computer. Yeah, fair. Like, sure, maybe you didn't notice that, but if you were paying attention to the enemies, you shouldn't pay attention to your ally. You shouldn't watch your ally work, despite the fact that she looks really cool, because she's here to help you. So you should instead look at what the enemies are doing, and if the enemy is throwing something in your direction, you should keep an eye on the thing that is being thrown at you.
Oh my god. Oh, but this is the game everybody's looking forward to. It's the GTA 6 of indie games. If this is the GTA 6 of indie games, I hope the actual GTA 6 is the GTA 6 of GTA 6s.
It is the GTA 6 of indie games. Widely a sequel to a widely successful video game. Very much anticipated for several years. Worked on for all of those years. Extremely fucking good, hopefully in GTA 6's case. But of course, you don't care about that because you don't play indie games. You don't care about art styles. You care about you care about the graphics, not the actual art style of the world. You don't care about 2D games because you didn't like Hollow Knight despite being a 2D game. You don't like Metroidvanias because you don't like exploring or, not immediately having John Man the Johnstantine coming immediately at you to kill you in Hollow Knight, so it's boring. But you also don't like when you find an area that is intentionally much more difficult than your pathetic inability to play can handle, so you complain that the game is too hard. So somehow it is both too easy and too difficult. Because despite being the same fucking thing, just one guy happens to be like the big ant guy, modicumly more difficult than the big husk guard in the beginning of Hollow Knight in the Crossroads. I call him Jim. They have the same attack. They swing at you, like they raise up their thing and swing at you and do double damage. It's just that Jim has a shockwave move, and this guy jumps instead of doing that. So he's actually easier because both are succeeded by moving away.
Because truth be told, Hollow Knight Silksong is way worse than one could have expected. Not only does it not feel like a sequel, it's DLC where you just play as a new character. But not even a new character. It's like when you beat a game back in the day and it was like, okay, you beat Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you get to play Splinter. It's like that. It's like, okay, a character whose sprite's already in the game, now you get to be them. Does she have a tactical role, slide, anything? Look, I played
Not at the beginning, because a Metroidvania generally starts with you having nothing in the beginning and you gain more mobility options as you continue to progress through the game. Do you understand what a video game is? I don't think you do. You don't. Have you played Metroid? Have you played Castlevania? Have you played any video game that isn't fucking a first person or third person shooter? Do you play Overwatch? I bet you play Overwatch.
through Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. It was great. Just jumping and slashing, taking down guys, moving through the stage quickly.
Yes, because Ninja Gaiden starts you off with things because it is designed in a genre about having those things from the beginning. I believe. Actually, let me look this up. What genre is Ninja Gaiden? I've never actually played it. Want to make sure I have credibility to what I'm talking about. Unlike this guy. Ninja Gaiden. Not Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound genre. Alright. Side-scrolling action video game. AI overview, which take with a grain of salt, is action adventure side-scrolling platformer. So it's not a Metroidvania. So it doesn't follow the Metroidvania rules of having nothing and gaining more shit. You absolute dummy.
Here, it's just punishing. You just have long spans to travel as punishment. It's your attrition for playing this game.
Yes. Metroidvania. Souls-like. One encourages you to explore and encourages you to get new abilities as you continue. One punishes you for losing by having you make a run back, and you're intended to lose so that you can get better with the repetition. It's almost like that's how those video game genres are designed. If you don't like that, then don't play these fucking genres.
Even when there's no enemies, you just, okay, fine, I'll walk. Yeah, compelling gameplay right here, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes there are no enemies and you just walk. And eventually you'll get the dash ability, or which also constitutes as a run. You know, if you played the fucking game!
I feel like I'm on freaking crazy pills here. Team Cherry brought nothing new to the table. What, they didn't even hire voice actors.
Oh no! My game didn't have voice acting! You mean they didn't add voice acting after Hollow Knight, which was notable for only having like small little voice blips and then like text that I could read at my own pace? Because it's based around text instead of voices? What craziness is this?
I'm over here having to voice all the damn characters myself.
Yes, that's part of the fun. It's part of the fun of the whole damn thing. Being able to voice the characters yourself, to hear their little voice clips and think, what voice would be good for this character? I'll try it. And if you don't want to, you can just use your regular voice. Or, you could read without talking. You don't have to speak aloud, not even if you're streaming. You don't owe the chat your voice to do the voice acting. You don't owe them any of that.
For the 3 people watching,
ferocious, yeah, intimidating. Yours is no pilgrim spirit. You're the bearer of a hunter.
are those her boobs hanging down here? Like what?
No, that's a necklace, you buffoon. You ever see the Chapel May You ever seen a necklace? Though now I see it, I can't unsee it.
What's
Oh, whoops.
happening over here with the
You can see over here extra things to the necklace.
bug shell lady? I promised them a Matthew McConaughey impression, and I didn't even get to an NPC that looked like a McConaughey. All right, all right. Where other games have accessibility features, Team Cherry says the quote from Heather Chandler.
Fuck me gently with the chainsaw.
Fast travel?
Yeah, because, you know, I will say that Hollow Knight and Silksong are not very accessible to people with disabilities. I will acknowledge that. I will acknowledge that as something that I would honestly like to see. Accessibility features, like, legit. I would appreciate if they did put an easy mode for the people that, like, the people like a good friend of mine who isn't able to, like, who isn't, like, built to be able to do it, even no matter how many times they died. Well done. In this entire review, you have managed to get one thing correct. Accessibility features slash an easy mode or a difficulty slider would be absolutely phenomenal. I'll give you that. In fact, don't just make an easy mode. Make a harder mode for those people like me who actually who want to be super challenged. Because that would be really fun, actually. Team Cherry, get on that. I know you watch this video because I know that you watch everything about Hollow Knight. Obviously.
You gotta go to a specific spot. That's gonna cost you all the current.
Yes, you gotta go to a specific spot to get to the fast travel because you cannot fast travel from every location and from any location to any location in Metroidvania. You have specific places that you can fast travel because, and you're expected to get most places on foot because you're intended to go through places on foot and explore. You know, it's a game about exploring and finding things and finding secrets and little tools to help you. You seem to not understand how the video game works.
See that you lost going somewhere you shouldn't have been. Oh, you want to save? Screw you. Find a park bench. Oh, well, it's way over there and you have no health. Well, go jump in a thorn. Screw it.
Dark Souls. It is a game in the Souls-like genre. That is, like, even the quote unquote easiest Souls like Elden Ring. Like that has the same thing. Like, sure, you have endless fast travel unless you're in combat because it's not a Metroidvania, but also if you die, you go back to the last, like, rest point you did, and if you can't get back to that rest point before dying a horrible death, well, sucks to be you, my friend. You shouldn't have gone in when you were at low health, and well, if you made it there in the first place, you can probably get back because you were expected to you're expected to get lost and then be able to find your way again with your own inherent sense of direction, or or the compass charm that you can buy for 50, or is it 70? I forget which one it is. Actually, no, I think the quill was 50, compass was 70. But yeah, it's 70, which is like, I don't know, 2 loops of a good grinding spot. So yeah.
Silksong may actually be even worse than the original Hollow Knight.
Yes. Confirmed. Silksong Hunter's March is in fact worse than Hollow Knight Forgotten Crossroads. Well done. Stunning. Absolutely stunning review there. I mean, apparently he's beaten Path of Pain despite not knowing literally any of the story, so who knows? Maybe he's actually Fireborn in disguise and is just rage baiting me.
I can't even remember what score I gave the original. It's a traumatic experience, and
You don't even remember what score you gave it. You know what would solve that, Mr. Game Reviewer trying to put on this little show? You can go back to your video where you gave the review, and you could see personally what you gave it by watching your own video. You know, you could double check. It would probably take you not that long compared to just writing out that you don't know in the script. and it was so traumatic. But I thought it was easy. How was it so traumatic if it was so easy? Are you saying that games that are easy are traumatic?
Your brain blocks that stuff out. But I know this much. I give Hollow Knight Silksong, especially as played on the Xbox Series X, which is probably no different than any other version. If it says, oh, you don't get 4K over here because there's really not a performance or a quality mode, it all looks a little bit washed out, a little stuttery. A 2.5 out of 10.
Hey, it's Vaughn's mom again.
Well, that was one of the that was the worst. However fucking long that was the worst 45 minutes of my life. This is what happens when you get like an autistic nerd who really loves the content to like really loves the media to watch a bad review. I turned 10 minutes into 45. Wow. So yeah, very terrible reviews. I give them a I think a 3.4 out of 10. That being based on the rule of the internet that Hornet is going to be subjected to. All right, that's all. Thanks for chilling, everyone. Again, do not harass this guy. It is my job to harass him and make sure that he understands how fucking stupid he is. None of you do it. All right, love y'all. Bye bye.